Trump's stark warning to China. We have the world's most powerful weapons amid growing trade tensions. In a recent development, President Donald Trump made a bold statement regarding the escalating trade conflict with China, suggesting that the United States holds undisclosed military advantages that could significantly deter further aggression. Despite the growing concerns about the ongoing trade war, Trump assured that the U.S. was not vulnerable and had the most powerful weapons in the world, signaling that the situation would not spiral into a full-blown economic or military confrontation. The escalating tariff dispute. The trade war between the United States and China has been a focal point of Trump's administration. The president has repeatedly targeted China with a series of tariffs, citing the unfair trade practices that he claims have long benefited the Chinese economy at the expense of the U.S. In early April, Trump announced a comprehensive tariff package aimed at punishing China for what the U.S. considers unfair trade policies. While a global 10% tariff was imposed, China became the principal focus of the measures. Just days ago, Trump announced that while the U.S. had extended a 3-month reprieve on some of the tariffs initially announced in April, China was not included in this pause. This meant that the 10% tariff would continue to apply, and even more significantly, tariffs on Chinese imports would escalate from 104% to 125%. Effective immediately. This new tariff rate came as a direct retaliation to China's own tariff increases, including an 84% surcharge placed on U.S. goods earlier that same day. Trump's reassurance and cryptic remarks on military strength. Despite the tough rhetoric, Trump remains confident that the economic standoff will not lead to military conflict. Speaking from the Oval Office, he emphasized that he was not concerned about the situation worsening, even in the face of what he described as China's retaliatory actions. Trump acknowledged Chinese President Xi Jinping as one of the very smart people of the world and expressed his belief that Xi would not escalate the situation further. What raised eyebrows, however, were Trump's cryptic comments regarding the U.S. military's capabilities. "We have weaponry that nobody has any idea what it is, and it is the most powerful weapons in the world that we have," Trump declared. While the nature of these weapons remains unclear, his statement undoubtedly added a layer of intensity to the already charged atmosphere surrounding the trade dispute. The president's reference to weaponry appeared to serve as a warning to China and others, underscoring the vast military power that the U.S. is prepared to leverage in the event of further escalation. Trump's bold declaration of military superiority was likely aimed at reinforcing the message that the U.S. would not back down under pressure and that China would face significant consequences should it decide to take retaliatory measures beyond economic sanctions. Global repercussions and the role of the WTO. The World Trade Organization, WTO, has raised concerns about the potential global fallout from the escalating trade tensions. According to WTO Chief Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, the trade war could result in severe economic damage to the global marketplace, particularly if the ongoing tit-for-tat tariffs between the two largest economies in the world continue. Predictions indicate that trade between the U.S. and China could see a dramatic decline of up to 80%, which would reverberate across global supply chains and international trade. Trump's administration has increasingly framed China as a strategic pacing challenge to U.S. economic and military supremacy. In light of this, the U.S. has shifted its foreign policy focus toward the Indo-Pacific region, signaling an intention to shift military attention away from Europe in order to confront China's growing influence and power in the region. What lies ahead? As of now, the future of the U.S.-China trade war remains uncertain. Both sides appear locked in a tense standoff, with the possibility of further tariffs and retaliation looming large. While Trump remains optimistic about a potential resolution, stating that China will realize that its past practices are no longer sustainable, the WTO's warnings about the potential economic consequences of continued hostilities should not be ignored. The situation has sparked intense debate globally, with critics suggesting that the trade war risks damaging the global economic order, while others argue that such tough measures are necessary to rein in China's economic dominance. Regardless of the outcome, it is clear that the dispute between the two superpowers will continue to shape global trade and security policies for years to come. Conclusion. As the trade war between the U.S. and China deepens, the stakes have never been higher.